Hello there. This Sorry, microphone problems. This is Mark Freckleton, and I want to welcome you to our session number 2. Hope it was valuable and interesting for you, worthwhile. And I'd like to answer any questions you might have. And while you're thinking of questions, I have a few things for you. And now, Dick and Cheryl are asking, is the Platinum package a problem? Not really. Uh, that's grandfathered in. So although the time may come when they stop offering that, if you're Platinum, you can remain Platinum if you so choose. So it'd be a decision you want to make. Now, I guess the big question would be, what do you get if you do upgrade? What's the difference? And well, let me just elaborate on that. And of course, whatever I teach you or whatever I tell you is going to be opinion. So you take it as what it is. And the real difference between the Platinum and the Explorer Pack is in the level of participation and access to the various services. So with Explorer Pack, there are more products available to you. Now that's on a very, I guess, basic level. The availability of the products. And if you want to see that, just go to the on the hub, go to the resources area in your Wake Up Now account. And usually I have that open. I guess I was playing around and I must have closed that. So let me open that up again. I like to look at it while I'm talking about it, so make sure I'm describing it correctly. But on the hub, you have resources. And if you go to resources and then you open up packages, well, let's see. Packages would be under shopping. So I open up packages under shopping on the hub, and then it'll describe each one. Now, the ones that we're talking about right now, because I haven't yet put the One Life package up, that's a mid-range between Platinum and Explorer Pack. But they haven't added that to the product line here yet. I think it's available, but it's just on the website. But if you look, it'll describe what each one will give you, okay, what the features are. So with the Platinum, you do have the One Marketplace, but anyone has that. Gold or even preferred customer has the Marketplace. And then you have the One Protect. The premium local deals and grocery coupons are really part of the One Marketplace. So that's available to everyone. As are the corporate discounts. Corporate discount this time is the AT&T phone service discount. You get the Vacation Club with limitations on the number of bookings. You get the One Finance program, and you get the One Language. You get the One Tax Bot. So what is in the Explorer Pack that's not here? Well, the two that would jump out at me would be the One MD and the One personal assistant. Okay. Well, then at that point, it becomes a personal decision. Well, is that important enough to me to do that? And also the One Legal will be part of the Explorer Pack. I haven't heard that that's been launched yet, but and with the Vacation Club, it's with unlimited booking, so there are no restrictions on the number of bookings. And so, yeah, there are some differences. Here would be, if you want a reason to upgrade, this is what would motivate me, or this would be, I guess, the reason that I would most emphasize is that your intention, well, if your intention is to grow your business, to add people to your organization, which increases your group volume, which then raises your rank. Remember, with 3 people, you're a D3 and you get $100 a month. When each of those 3 people have 3 people under them, then that makes you a F3, a founder 3, and you make $600 a month. And only 100 of that goes to the Explorer Pack. So in other words, you're getting a $50 discount off the cost of the Explorer Pack, and it's now costing you the same as the Platinum package, just because you became an F3, and then you get $500 net out of that in your pocket. Well, here's the thing. If you are adding people to your organization, it's going to increase your personal volume and your group volume to have them in as Explorer Pack members, and that's the highest level. It signals the highest commitment, and people who join as Explorer Pack members are more likely going to stick with it. And that's always a concern to someone's building an organization. As a matter of fact, that was the seed of the whole mentor program, and for that matter, the challenge team, because a partner and I, a year and a half ago, we were IBOs, but we saw that the biggest need we had was to keep people active in the organization, because if people become inactive, then eventually they stop doing anything whatsoever. And then the next time the draft hits to take the $99 or the $149 out of their bank account, they say, "Oh, what's this for? I'm not using this. What's the point?" And then they drop out. Well, we don't want that, but we did notice that the people who knew what to do and were inclined to do it stayed with it, and they kept doing it. The people that didn't know what to do, is hard to tell whether they would perform, because they weren't doing it anyway, right? If they don't know what to do, they're afraid to act, and so they don't do anything. And so we figured giving them some education on a uniform basis across the board to everyone in our organization would be a good thing. And so we set out to do that. And then my partner, who is a marketing and sales guy, came up with the idea of the challenge team. My background is in coaching and mentoring, so that was a natural for me. But he came up with the idea of the challenge team. And said, the other thing that gets in the way of people advancing is they don't know what to say. They're not salespeople. They're not comfortable making a sales pitch. Well, 97% of them are not. 3%, that's right in their wheelhouse. They love doing that. They're going to perform, and they're going to make Wake Up Now work for them, no matter what else is going on or who else is involved. But that 97% need education and some help, and some hand-holding and some motivation. So that's how this came to be. And then the company, Kirby Cochran specifically, asked us to bring it in-house back in, we started here in June of this year. Okay, so now getting back to you bringing people to your organization. It's a credibility thing, right? If they trust you, if they feel comfortable with you, if they feel connection with you, then they're more likely to listen to you and accept your invitation to talk to the challenge team or to join directly, if that's what you're doing. But what if they say, okay, now he's talking to me, and this could be on a 3-way call, you, the challenge team, and your prospect, and he says, well, now tell me, what do you think about this challenge team guy is telling me I should sign up as an Explorer Pack member. Well, now what are you? And you say, oh, well, I'm Platinum. They said, well, then why should I go in as Explorer Pack if you're just Platinum, right? So it becomes kind of a credibility thing. And then, like I say, it is certainly a symbol of commitment, isn't it? Like I say, if you're really serious, you're going to get yourself to F3 is all you need to get $600 a month, and only have to pay the price of Platinum to get Explorer Pack. So, just make yourself a challenge. You're going to get a lot of referrals in, and see, it's really not that hard. As you know, 3 people in your organization, you spread them out to 3 lines, and you're now the D3, $100 a month. When there are 3 people under each of those 3 people, now you're F3 and you're making $600 a month. Now, let's say you're three people, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Tom's a go-getter, and he just catches a vision. He goes out and gets his own three people to put under him. Great, you now have a qualifying line under you. And then Dick he's good, but he only gets one person. Okay, then you get two people to put under Dick. Now, what does that do for him? Well, it's certainly going to charge him up. He's going to say, oh, wow, well, look at that. This is working. But it also increases your group volume, right? Because those two people are still in your organization. Harry does nothing. So you put three people in with Harry. Now, what does that do for Harry? He says, oh, look at this. I've got an organization going. This must work. It must be valid. How does it benefit you? Well, now you qualify as an F3, right? And it's a difference of $500 a month for you. So just think, if you're actively doing this, it shouldn't take that long to get in. So, and then whether you're a Platinum or Explore Pack is no difference in cost. But, oh, let me tell you, if you wake up one day with a sore throat and a rash, what are you going to do? You're going to just ignore it? Or are you going to call your doctor and have to wait for 2 days for him to get back to you? Because the doctors never answer the phone, do they? It's the receptionist who turns it over to a nurse's assistant who tracks down the doctor and asks him some questions and then calls you back maybe the next day. But took her a day to find the doctor too. So, it's really 3 days. Or you can go to Instacare and pay $150. Or if you belong as a Explore Pack, then you have one MD and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You call up and say, hey, this is what's going on. And this is a board certified physician you're on the phone with. And he tell should I just take some Tylenol and go to bed? Or can I just ignore it? Or should I go check myself in? Right? But you're not flying blind. So it's nice. So what I would say is, if you ask me, and like I say, this is my opinion, so I'm not going to try and push you into anything. But if you want to upgrade, I think it'll benefit you because it'll make you more committed. It will be a credibility issue with the people you bring in, and then you get the benefits. Now, have you noticed that these first two sessions have been pretty much all about products, not much else? So why is that so? Well, back when we first started this, like I said, a year and a half ago, the slogan for Wake Up Now was software solutions for a better life. Well, that's because all the products we had were software products, deals, TaxBot, One Finance, Vacation Club. They're all software things. And then they started adding the physical products like Thunder, Travani, and then lately OneFit. So they dropped that slogan. I like the slogan. Maybe it's not appropriate because it's just saying software solutions. There's more to it than that. So how about we use a slogan here as personal solutions for a better life? And that's why the products are there. Every one of those products is calculated to make you better off. Either financially better off because you're able to write more off on your income taxes and save money that way, or financially better off because the One Finance helps you manage your money better. And even if you're out of debt, you still need to manage your money well. I mean, one of the openings I always look for in talking to people is anyone that complains, I got a raise 6 months ago and I'm not living any better. In fact, I'm further behind because my expenses went up. Well, that's the way of the world. That's the natural flow of things unless you manage your money. And then the new money you're making over what you made before is going into something productive that's making you more money. But that takes management, doesn't it? And so as I make that lament, it's a perfect opening for me to say, oh, yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's always a hassle because, of course, we've got inflation and everything else. And then it's natural inclination. You're going to start spending more because you're making more. And then you're no better off than before. But, I am using a tool now that really helps me with that. It helps me control my money and manage it better. So there's more of it for me. All kinds of benefits. It even gives me a budget to work by. that puts me in control and puts me in charge of things. And it's helping me eliminate debt because it's showing me a plan for accelerating the pay down of my debt. It's just a wonderful program, this tool I have. And it's part of my Wake Up Now membership. Okay, now, all that needs to happen now is this person to show any evidence of interest in that. Well, they brought up the subject, right? They were lamenting about their financial state. And you told them what you are doing to improve your financial state. You didn't push it on them. You didn't twist their arm. You didn't try to sell them anything. You just participated in the conversation on the terms that they set, except now you told them something you're doing, which, of course, if they have half a brain, they're going to say, oh, well, this is something worth checking out. So all you got to do is say, hey, well, how's that work? Well, it's part of my Wake Up Now membership. And see, Wake Up Now gives me a bunch of different benefits. And some of them help me save money on taxes because it helps me maintain my records better so I can deduct more, get more deductions to lower my tax rate. And then it helps me with the financial thing, like I mentioned. It even sets it up so I can get an entire week in a luxury condo for like $300. I get medical advice. I get identity theft protection. I can learn a foreign language. A lot of nice little features with Wake Up Now, but the one I'm telling you about has to do with the financial tool. Oh, well, how do I find out about Wake Up Now? Oh, well, I'll tell you what, rather than me just babbling about it, let me have you talk to the guy that helps me with it. Because, well, first of all, he's more knowledgeable than I am. He'll give you a good overview. You can ask all the questions you want. And so how do you want him to get a hold of you? What phone number do you want him to use? No email address. And now you have a referral. And you just turn it over to the challenge team. Now, after session 4, in session 4, you'll learn how to perfect that. How to really set it up and what information you give to the challenge team. Session 3 is going to be all about sharing. We've just been talking about the product so far. So you're not required to start, well, you're never required to start talking to people, but I'm not pushing you to do that yet, although feel free to, but just remember, it's sharing, it's not selling. Don't try to persuade anyone. Just set it out there. It's like, you got your bait on your hook and you cast out there. If something bites, you reel it in. If nothing bites, you reel it in and you check your bait and throw it out again, right? It's that easy. But there's never any shame. There's never any embarrassment because all you're doing is conversing with people, telling them about your experiences. Okay. Now, but see, if you're living the one life like they talk about, you're getting all these benefits, and at the same time, it's sort of part of who you are. You're a Wake Up Now person. That's your occupation. Now, everyone has an occupation. Even if someone's retired, their occupation is retired person. The stay-at-home mom is a stay-at-home mom. That's her occupation. That's how she occupies a good portion of her time, along with the lawyer and the mail carrier and the school teacher and the plumber or whatever, right? That's their occupation. But if your occupation, in addition to anything else you are, is Wake Up Now IBO, you are a Wake Up Now person. You're utilizing the products, so they're on your mind. And anytime in a conversation, when an opening comes up where someone, like I said to this person with the finances, or one of those stay-at-home moms is talking about the problem she has when one of the kids gets sick, because how do you get information? How does she know how to treat it? And by the way, yes, you can always say Google, but how does she know that information is valid or even safe, right? And plus, where does she know to start, right? It's hard. And calling the doctor, I already told you what that's like. Going to Instacare, $150. She's talking about the challenges of being a mother with sick kids. And so, again, you empathize. Oh, yeah, I can see how that would really be tough, trying to figure out what to do. You don't know how to treat the kid, and you wish you could talk to a doctor. And I've got a service that I use, that allows me to make a phone call anytime, day or night, throughout the week, any time of night, and talk directly to a board certified physician. So I can ask my questions and get my answers, and then I know what to do. I mean, I know whether I should go check myself in to the emergency room, or whether I should just take a couple of Tylenol and go to bed, or whether it's really nothing and I should quit whining and go about my life, right? But at least I know from a medical expert, and it's so easy because that's just a phone call for me. Okay, now, don't you think she wants to know more about that, right? Do you see the terms and what we did? And so then you tell her, well, it's part of my Wake Up Now membership. It's just one of the features, one of the benefits I get from that. And she asked more, if you want to know more, let me have you talk to the person that set that up for me, because you're going to get better information from that person. And then you turn over the referral. So you see, that's your attitude of sharing. And there are other people in your organization, but do you see that all of that comes back to you using the products and being the Wake Up Now person? But if you do want to take advantage of the opportunities that come just from interacting with people on a daily basis, keep this in mind. The way that you can control the direction of the conversation is to ask questions. Best that they be word question, open-ended questions that start with words like how, what, why, when, where, who. Because those kind of questions have the person describe something that now they have something to talk about. Well, whatever you put into that question means you're directing them what to say. So you're controlling the direction of the conversation. But it also encourages them to talk. And can you see that, with this mother, well, if she's a mother and she's got 3 kids under the age of 6, then those kids get sick once in a while, because that's just life. And you can move the conversation gradually in that direction. And something like, well, just, the top of my head example, maybe even want to write scripts for yourself. But, now what do you do when your kids get sick? How do you find out what to do? How do you know what to do? How to help them? Well, sure, I know that this and this and this. Well, how's that work for you? And why do you think that happens that way? Now, that's sort of, no, that's just an oversimplified example, right? But now you got her on the subject of talking about sick kids, and it's going to be a frustration for her, because what mother is not concerned and frustrated when she gets sick? And what mother wouldn't like to get some quick advice on how to treat it? I mean, I guess she can call her own mother, but you know what? You're offering something where it's a physician, and that takes all the guesswork out of it. And then you tie that in with Wake Up Now, and then you turn it over to the challenge team. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to get these people engaged, you want to do it in such a way that they feel part of it. And so here's my basic fundamental principle of good conversation and building rapport and connectiveness, because rapport and connectedness lead to trust. And that basic principle is this: the subject matter of your conversation should be the person you're talking to. That's your subject matter. The topic is anything. The topic could be the weather. It could be what's going on in the NBA now. It could be the upcoming bowl games. It could be local events, current events in your area. It could be an earthquake over in China. It could be 19th century French Impressionism, right? But the discussion consists of allowing this person to express his or her thoughts, opinions, and feelings about the topic. They love that. I mean, how do you like it when someone gives you an understanding and open audience to vent your opinions? Isn't that nice? It's a rare privilege, and you love it. So you want to discuss it from the point of view of the person and use those open-ended questions to pull, I say pull information out of them. Use the open-ended questions to invite them to reveal the information to you that will help you find something. And anytime then in that conversation you hear an expression of desire, want, need, concern, or problem, and you're so well acquainted with the Wake Up Now products that it immediately pops to your mind, well, this product would address that concern. Well, now you're getting somewhere, right? All right. So, and the nice thing about this is I refer to this as passive prospect probing. In other words, you're not being a salesperson, because a salesperson has to probe to find out what the person needs, because no competent salesperson is going to introduce the product or challenge the person to buy the product without first having that person state a need for the product. Well, you don't have to probe to find that out. You just let them talk. Isn't that nice? Passive prospect probing. Okay. Now, are there any other questions for me that I could answer? And if so, I'll answer them. And if not, well, you know what? It's always fun to talk to you. And I do have to move on to a group in session 3, so I don't want to hang on too long. But if you have questions, I'll answer them. I'm happy to. And if not, I'll just wish you the best for a fantastic day. Get out there, make sure you know the products. Keep in mind that if you need any help in setting up the problems, because that one finance is probably the most complex of all of them, because if you really want to utilize the full effect of it with the budgeting and the debt payoff and all that, you need to be fixing all your accounts. And if you want ever to have me help you with that, or if you want to discuss any strategies or marketing ideas or anything to do with Wake Up Now, all you have to do is give me a call, because you have coming to you that free personal mentoring session with me. And so all you got to do is send me an email. It's mfreckleton@wakeupnow.com. And I'm going to type that in here. And you send me an email, I will call you back. We'll set up a time that works. And then you got that half hour with me. So otherwise, hope you have a fantastic afternoon. And I look forward to talking to you at session number 3. Session number 3, we're going to talk about how to approach people. And a lot of session number 3 is going to be with the digital marketing, all the things you can do online that's anonymous. It's advertising, because very well, let's say 98% of the people that will sign up in your organization are going to sign up after they spoke with you, not because you posted something on Facebook, but the fact that you post on Facebook alerts them to the fact that you got some good. You have something good for them if you do it right. So that's what we'll be talking about, number 3. All right. So thanks for being here, and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.